Hi everybody, my name is Brittany of Britzy Thrift. I'm a reseller on Poshmark, and today I am back with a What Sold video for the month of August. And today is actually a special edition of What Sold because the day that this video airs is actually my birthday. So I am officially 35 years old. Yay! I actually got to celebrate a little bit earlier because I got to go visit some horses, which is really, really cool. I'll put some pictures up here. I actually got to ride a couple of them, and they're just so sweet and beautiful and calming to be around. So I just really, really enjoyed that. And my son also got to ride on a horse. So, and I'm surprised that he did not freak out, but he seemed to enjoy it as much as I was enjoying it. So I really appreciate that. And for my birthday, like when it's actually my birthday, I will probably be out going to see a movie called The Nun 2. So if you're familiar with like The Conjuring and Annabelle and all that, it's a part of that universe, and I like those movies. So I'm gonna go see The Nun 2, and I'm probably gonna go out to dinner. So that's my plans for my birthday. I've enjoyed myself this week, and I am going to continue enjoying myself. So also, since I'm talking about life updates, my son Avery actually is having his first week of school this week. So that's been really exciting. It actually got delayed because there was a hurricane coming through our area. Luckily, it did kind of pivot away from us, but my prayers go out to those who, I know in some other states it did a lot of damage. So prayers are going out to you and your families. But for us, they thought that it was going to come right through, but then it ended up pivoting away. So, but they had already canceled school just to be on the safe side. So he started a few days later because of also Labor Day, because of the holiday. But things are going really well. He seems to be enjoying it. I think he likes the interaction. I met with his teachers. They're really cool. They're like, I call them the dynamic duo because they seem to bounce off of each other really well. So just a really fun week so far. As far as reselling goes, last month was actually my lowest selling month, and this month, August, was actually my highest selling month. So I think it was interesting that they were actually back to back like that. And you're going to get to see some of the things that I sold. Hopefully, it might give you some ideas if you've never heard of certain brands or maybe just never thought of picking them up. So let's get into the numbers so you can see. On the first, I sold this Kavu purple sling rope backpack bag. So I don't find these often, but I have sold it before. This I picked up for $2.33. It sold for $25 fairly quickly after listing it, and after Poshmark took out its 20% fee and cost of goods, I got a profit of $17.67. So Kavu is a good brand. If you find it, I suggest that you pick it up. I don't think, unless you have one of the more rare prints, it won't sell for a ton, but I do think it makes for good bread and butter. On the second, I sold this pair of Fit Flop bronze sequin thong platform flip-flops. I paid $3.96. They sold for $35, and I got a profit of $24.04. Then I sold this Zara Nuitag white size small linen blend spaghetti strap open back midi dress. I paid $5.24, sold it for $40, and got a profit of $26.76. This is actually pretty good because I remember Zara being a big deal like some years ago, and then it just seemed like a fast fashion brand, so I just never really, put too much stock in it. But this dress was so pretty, and because of the linen blend and because it was new with tags, I decided to try it. So $40 is actually pretty good for a Zara. I'm surprised. I guess it's just like anything else where it just depends on what the style and the makeup is and the condition. Then I sold these Crocs gray slippers. They were a men's size 6, women's size 8. And they had like the spill out going along the side. It said Crocs, but at first I thought that they were just some inserts or something, but they actually are just slippers. But they felt so lightweight when I first saw them that I thought that they were like supposed to be the inserts for sandals or something like that. Like some of Crocs are lined. Like I know my bedroom Crocs, well, I use them as bedroom shoes. But I know my Crocs are lined, and I thought maybe it was just a lining, but these really were just a pair of lightweight slippers. I paid $3.96 for them. They sold for $16, and I got a profit of $8.84. And I believe the person did send me a love note saying thank you, so thank you very much for your purchase. On the third, I sold these Cali size 11 purple off-white lace-up loafer, sort of like this Rat Pack style shoe, very lightweight. I picked them up at my first ever and only trip to the Goodwill bins. I paid $1.47. They sold for $15, and I got a profit of $10.53. I think that's pretty good considering that when I got them home, I realized that one of the shoes was stretched open a little bit more around like the ankle, and also there was like some staining on the shoelaces. Sometimes when I'm shopping by the pound, those things tend to happen where I don't notice flaws because in that moment I'm kind of just trying to make a quick judgment and then I put it in my cart, especially if it doesn't weigh that much. And so sometimes I would make mistakes when I was shopping by the pound, which is why I cut back on that. But they still sold. Would I pick them up again? Probably not. Then I sold this Reformation size small. This was called the Ringer Muse short sleeve tee. It was red and white striped. And I remember when I picked it up, it was not long after I found Reformation for the first time. I found Reformation in a skirt, and somebody had done like a little do-it-yourself to the waist, and I didn't realize it. I still picked it up anyway, and it's still listed for sale in my closet. But it's just odd that I had never found Reformation before, and then shortly after I found that first one, I found this one. It was in the $2 bin, so I only paid $1.81. It sold for $30, and I got a profit of $22.19. This was the one that when I hauled it, I said I couldn't figure out if it was a kid's shirt, but it was actually an adult shirt. It was just that it was meant to be a lot tighter and more fitted. And I did not have it listed for long at all. So Reformation, I think, is still a good brand to pick up. On the 4th, I sold this new tag David Warren size 10 burnout rainbow. It had sort of like a velvety texture, but I just thought it was a really cute blouse. I paid $4.17. It sold for $15, and I got a profit of $7.83. I've had this for a while. I just wanted to give it a shot because when I saw it, I was like, well, it's new with tags, and I just really like the kind of dark burnout rainbowy print. And I just threw it in my cart because I thought it was cute. It did finally move. I thought it was a super cute top. And this person did leave me a love note. She just said thank you and had a smiley face. So thank you very much for your purchase. Also on the 4th, I sold this Lily Pulitzer. This was a girl's size large 810. It was a tropical print dress, had pineapples all over it. Very pretty, very vibrant, typical Lily Pulitzer. Super pretty, eye-catching. And, well, the thing about this is that someone hemmed it with glue. So they wanted it to be shorter, so they folded inward the bottom hem of the dress, and they didn't sew it, they glued it, which I disclosed. And I paid $3.42 for the dress. It sold for $25, and I got a profit of $16.58. So I don't know, I think I've had this for longer than I would have liked, but some Lily Pulitzer does sit like that, and other Lily Pulitzer sells for like amazing amounts of money. I don't know how to really tell the difference. It's not a thing of like the older tag sells faster or the newer tag sells faster, because sometimes I have newer tags and they fly out the door, and other things are newer tags and they just sit there. So I don't know, maybe it was because of the glue along the bottom. That could have been the reason, but I'm glad to see that it finally found a new home because it was still a really pretty dress. On the 6th, I sold this men's Guess size 4XL jean jacket. I paid $5.19 for it. It sold for $39, and I got a profit of $26.01. So I've been doing a lot of closet clear out, and I believe this person was actually watching this. They had been adding it to their bundle. So when, I think either on a Friday or Sunday, that's when they do closet clear out, where if you don't know what that is, it just means that if you drop your price by at least 10%, then Poshmark will give the buyer a discount. I'm not sure, I can't remember how much of a discount they get on their shipping, but they give them a discount, and so it helps out because it helps move, you know, stuff. People are looking at it like, oh, she lowered the price and I get a discount on my shipping, so they like to jump on it, and it has been helping me out tremendously to do that. This is one of the items that sold, so I think he was kind of watching it, and when I dropped the price, he went ahead on and bought it and got his shipping discount, and I'm glad to see it find a new home because I have had it for quite a while. Also on the 6th, I sold this pair of Vince size 11M Cody suede shearling Chelsea boots. So I got these from by the pound. I've had them for quite a while. They just struck my interest because I was like, oh, that's Vince. And usually the clothing, Vince clothing does not do too well for me, but the fact that they were boots and they were a larger size and they seemed like they were in pretty good condition, I went on and grabbed them. I paid $1.24 for them. They sold for $125 and I got a profit of $98.76. And I also received a love note as well. So I got a lot of love notes this month, which is awesome. Thank you so much, because the fact that you actually took the time. Usually, I mean, even if people just decide to, you know, not rate it and let the order complete, I don't mind. That's fine. I'm perfectly happy with that too. But if you take the time to 5-star rate something, I appreciate it. And even more so if you actually take the time to write a love note. Don't have to, but I'm just saying thank you very much. So the buyer said, excellent condition and Britzy Thrift was very attentive. Great packaging. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love note. Thank you for your purchase. And I am sorry for the little bit of confusion with this sale. I did have to kind of clarify with the price a little bit, but I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Then I sold this Sundance size large 100% silk geoprint button down shirt blouse. I thought for sure that this would like fly out of my closet because it was silk, and I was hearing that Sundance was such a good brand at the time. I've had this for a very long time, and I thought that the blouse was actually cute. So I don't know. It had a good makeup. It was cute. Supposedly the brand was good, but I sat on it for a very long time. I paid $4.17. It sold for $25, and I got a profit of $15.83. And the love note read, great transaction, so thank you very much. Lastly, on the 6th, I sold this Wayward Fancies Ishakti size 1X custom blue mini dress. This did not actually have the size in it because it was a customized dress, and I just had to kind of like measure it out and estimate what the size was, and I came up with 1X. So I paid $5.24. It sold for $31, and I got a profit of $19.56. Yeah, I don't think I would pick up Ishakti or Wayward Fancies or anything like that. Especially, I've seen it since I've sold this, and I still leave it behind, especially if it says custom, because it just makes me nervous when the size is not there because the person had it tailored specifically, you know, to their body type or their size. So I'm glad that this found a new home. I do think it was a beautiful dress. I just don't want to pick it up again because I don't like being unsure of what the size is, you know. On the 7th, yes, another one bites the dust. I sold this pair of Figs extra large blue scrub pants. The style number was TW2000R. I can't remember what that was. I don't know if it's the Livingston or I don't know. I just know it's another pair of scrubs going away from me. I do not like picking up Figs anymore, even if it is like, I mean, I find a lot of it in my area, but I just can't move it like that. And I know a lot of people, well, some people say that they can sell it really well, but it's just not a mover in my closet. I feel like a lot of it goes like 15, 25, 15 really. So I just don't see the point in picking it up anymore. I paid $4.17. It sold for $15, and I got a profit of $7.83. On August the 8th, I sold this pair of Jenko size 36 men's distressed blue jeans. I think Jenko usually has like a lot more embellishment on it, like maybe embroidery or like a dragon or something like that, you know, that's really flashy on the back pockets. These were just Jenko blue jeans. They didn't have anything on them, so I sat on them for a while. I paid $4.17. They sold for $40, and I got a profit of $27.83. And the love note read, Fire ASF. So thank you very much for your love note, and I hope you enjoy them. On August the 10th, I sold this Mads Norgard Copenhagen long sleeve striped sweater. I paid $5.24. It sold for $18, and I got a profit of $9.16. This brand was an experiment. I saw some pretty good comps and then some lower comps, so I really just picked it up to see how it would perform for me. The issue was when I got it home, I found a hole. Like, not a huge hole, but just like, I think it was in the arm, which I disclosed. But I knew then that, you know, I'm not going to get like one of the higher comps of this. So when I got the $18 offer, I was like, yes, thank you. And the fact that it's still sold, even with the hole in the arm, tells me that maybe the brand is actually, you know, worth picking up if I see it again. On the 11th, I sold this Blanco size large white New Attack halter top. It was very cottony, But the thing was, I had to disclose that, you know, you really should check the measurements. I mean, you should check measurements all the time anyway, like if they're posted, just to make sure. But I could tell this top was actually pretty small, even though it said it was a large. And then I got a message from someone that did say that she was familiar with the brand and that this brand runs small. And also, she very nicely told me that I was overpriced because she was saying that she bought one similar from somewhere else and the price was like a lot lower. So I was like, well, you know, like, what do you have in mind, basically? So she wanted like discounted shipping. Luckily, it was on closet clear out, so I dropped the price by 10%. She got her discounted shipping, and she was satisfied with what the total came up to. I paid $1.81 for this top. It sold for $22, and I got a profit of $15.79. I only picked it up because it was in the $2 bin and because it was new with tags. And I just liked the way that it looked kind of dainty, kind of just pure, you know, like almost like not gauzy, but just, I don't know, it looked very kind of like organic-y or something. So that's what drew my attention to it. But would I pick it up again? Probably not. It was just sometimes you just grab things because it's just there. It's an opportunity. It's new with tags. It doesn't cost much, so you just test it out. But you know, like I wouldn't go somewhere and be like, oh, I'm looking for Blanco. Mm-mm. Also on the 11th, I sold this men's pair of Lucky Brand new with tag, 36 by 32. These were the 410 Athletic Slim jeans. They were blue jeans. I paid $4.18. They sold for $40, and I got a profit of $27.82. These took a little while to sell. I thought they would sell faster because they were men's and because they were new with tags, but they did sit around for a while. I probably would still pick them up again, though. I would just probably price them a little lower. I've been noticing a lot of $40 offers seem to be coming in, and it seems to be like a nice little sweet spot where, you know, that $40 starts to add up really quickly. So I've been accepting a lot of $40 offers, not on everything, of course, but definitely been trying to go with the flow a little bit more this month. Not combating offers so much, not counter offering so much, not racing to the bottom either. Like, I'm not trying to give anything away, but for the most part, it's kind of like if something hits in the realm of like, okay, so it's not the highest offer, but it's still in that range of like, you know, like I can live with this, I'm good with this. It accumulates really, really fast. So I've been trying to be a lot more flexible, a lot more open to offers lately, and I think it's been working. I think this next sale is pretty cool. I like stuff like this. So this was a new tag Bio World Zelda size large green sleeveless flare dress. So it was what is his name? It's not, is it Link? I think his name is Link, the guy with the green hat. Okay, if anybody's like a diehard fan, they're probably like cursing right now, but I think it was a Link dress. And I paid $5.24 because I was like, okay, this is new with tags. This is really cool. And I feel like if somebody has a convention to go to where they need to dress up and this is one of their favorite characters, this is going to be it. My brother used to play this video game like all the time on his Nintendo growing up, like before all the graphics and all of that. You know, like the little 2D, like Super Mario Brothers or whatever. This is one of the games that he used to play, and that's why it kind of like caught my attention. Like, I remember that game. I paid $5.24. It sold for $39, and I got a profit of $25.96. This next sale kind of surprised me a little bit. So this is a new with tag Juicy Couture velour, like a Barbie pink backpack, and I paid $2.35. It sold for $38, and I got a profit of $28.05. The reason this kind of surprised me, I knew that it would sell because I know that Juicy Couture does have a following, and they look for like the velour, you know, kind of thing. But I saw quite a few of these that were listed, and I think a lot of the comps were lower than this. They were probably like in the $25 range or so. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna price it high and see where it lands. And so I'm surprised that I got this much for it, but I'm happy with it. On the 12th, I sold this pair of Birkenstock size 41 thong buckle flip-flop sandals. And they were really cool because they were like this metallic, like a dark gray. And they were in really good condition. I mean, like, this person probably only wore them like a handful of times. The thing is, I had it listed under men's because it was a size 41, so I thought that maybe they would sell faster if I listed them under men's. they sat for a really long time. And I was like, why? They're in such good condition. They look cool. I couldn't understand it. So I relisted them under women's and they sold just like that. So that's something to keep in mind when you have something that's kind of unisex like that. If it's not selling under one, under men's, try listing it under women's and vice versa, because, so long as it's not like a big difference in the size or anything like that, or like I said, if it's kind of unisex, go ahead and try listing it under another category because it might go ahead on and sell. On the 13th, I sold this new with tag Jude Connolly size medium blue. This is called the Margot dress. I thought it was a beautiful blue, kind of like a teal color. And I paid $5.26. It sold for $40. There's that $40 sweet spot again. I got a profit of $26.74. So I had a few Jude Connollys, not a lot, but the retail on the tag is usually like over $100 for even the simplest piece. So I started off with pricing them high because I didn't know where to price them at. But I'm noticing that it seems like they sell more around $30 to $40 if you can find them new with tags, which I have found them new with tags, but because the ones that I had were overpriced, they weren't selling, so I just figured it was probably not the best brand to pick up. But now I'm thinking the next time I see it new with tags, I'm going to pick it up again and see if I can get in that $30 to $40 range for it. Also on the 13th, I sold this pair of a Goldie size 32 high-rise Nico button fly blue jeans. I've had these for quite a while. I don't know why I had them for as long as I had them, because they're size 32, which I think is what finally sold them. But I don't know, they just sat around. I paid $4.18. They sold for $90 and I got a profit of $67.82. That's interesting, because I heard so much about a Goldie being such a good brand, and I mean, they were cute, they were button fly. 32 is considered plus size, so I don't know why I sat on these for so long, but I'm glad that I did finally get that $90 offer and I accepted it, so thank you very much. On the 13th, I sold these Nomadic State of Mind size 37 tan rope sandals. These I got a really long time ago at by the pound for 75 cents. I sold them for $21 and I got a profit of $16.05. I just thought these were cool. I didn't even see a whole lot of comps for them when I picked them up. I just thought that's different, that's unique. They're like rope sandals, so I just grabbed them. Would I get them again? No, I actually have seen them. Not rope sandals, but it was the same brand, but just a different style of sandal, and I just passed on them because I knew that I've been sitting on these for so long. On the 15th, I sold this Nike ACG size medium quarter zip black fleece pullover. I paid $5.24. It sold for $30 and I got a profit of $18.76. Also on the 15th, I sold this Maeve by Anthropologie. It was a really pretty rust orange in a size 22W cropped wide leg pant. And these actually had a flaw that I did not realize till I got home. It was like near the fly, like, you know how sometimes stitching can kind of start to come undone? It was like right under the zipper where the stitching started to come undone. So I disclosed that. I paid $4.17. They sold for $30 and I got a profit of $19.83. I still like to pick up Maeve, especially if it, like, not just Maeve itself, but if it's the newer label where it says Maeve by Anthropologie and it's a plus size. And in this case, these were a really cute color. Even with the flaw, I still kind of feel like I would have still picked them up anyway. Oh, and she left me a love note. Her love note reads, super cute pants, quick shipping, and came exactly as described. So thank you very much. I sold this lot of Cole Haan wooden shoe stretchers. I paid $8.52 for all four of these. I think they were like $2 and some change when I picked them up. This is an example of me trying to venture over to the hard goods side. I mean, I have sold some hard goods before, but it's just not like, it's really not my thing. I like clothing. And yeah, that was a bit much to pay for shoe stretchers. I don't know. Like I said, I was just trying to experiment. Thank God they finally sold. They sold for $15 and I got a profit of $3.48. I'm glad that they went to a new home. I will not be doing that again. On the 17th, I sold these Earthies size 12B suede patchwork Bohemian Platform Oxford shoes. They did have some scuffs on them, some dark marks, and I did disclose all of that. I paid $3.96. They sold for $85, and I got a profit of $64.04. Okay, these shoes are really cool. I called them Pee Wee Herman shoes. God rest his soul. He recently passed away. The actor that played Pee Wee Herman recently passed away. But these are really cool shoes. And she left me a love note. I love it when I find something where I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then somebody else like totally gets it. And like these did not sit around for long at all. They got attention immediately and then like we're out the door. And her love note reads, she says, these funky Oxford pumps are perfect. I already have 3 skirts I think they'll work with. And who knows what else I might find on Poshmark to go with them. Thanks for listing them. So thank you so much for your purchase, and I'm sure that you're going to rock these because they were just too cool. And I was like, I can't leave them behind. So I'm so glad that somebody got them that really appreciates them. Thank you. Next, I sold this pair of frame size 29. These were the Lehigh straight black jeans. I paid $4.17. They sold for $30, and I got a profit of $19.83. For these to be like frame is supposed, what is it? Frame is sold at Nordstrom, I think. These are supposed to be more higher end jeans, and these are a straight style. I would have expected more than $30, but like I said, I was kind of just trying to see where it would land because I find frame more often now. So I was just kind of trying to go with the flow, and I don't know if like frame has just gone downhill and it's not quite as interesting anymore. I don't know. Her love note reads, such fast shipping, exactly like the photos, and they smell good too. Thank you. On the 18th, I sold these Gen 7 by 7 for All Mankind, size 22 scallop hem blue jeans. I paid $4.17 for them. They sold for $24, and I got a profit of $15.03. Had these for way longer than I wanted to have. I know 7 for All Mankind it's not popular like that anymore unless you're dealing with like the dojo jeans. But other than that, things like this just don't really move very well. I thought they were cute because I like the little scallop hem on them, but apparently other people did not, so it just had to wait for the right buyer, and thank you very much for giving them a new home. Also on the 18th, this one was just an instinct buy. I'm not good at knowing like what is popular or sought after when it comes to Nike, but I just know something that looks interesting to me when I see it. So this is one of those items. This was a Nike extra large purple Rafael Nadal, I'm probably mispronouncing, Rafael Nadal training jacket. I forget which sport this is for. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's soccer or what, but I paid $5.24 for this jacket. It sold for $58 and I got a profit of $41.16. So sometimes you kind of just have to like trust your gut. Check comps, but trust your gut if it's telling you that something looks interesting. Just go check it out. So on the 19th, I sold this pair of Joie size large silk wide leg crop orange pants. I paid $4.15. They sold for $33 and I got a profit of $22.25. These actually did not turn out very well. They were beautiful pants. Lovely makeup. They were silk, but the person messaged me afterwards and said that they did not fit her. She says she loved them, but that the rise was too short for her. Unfortunately, I mean, I put measurements in the photos to try to like offset that because I know not all brands run the same. Some run small, some run bigger, and I feel bad when people get stuff and they're not happy with it, but if I put the measurements in there, I really appreciate it, if people just take the time to look at the measurements, because she wanted to return them, but as you know, Poshmark does not allow returns for fit, and I don't totally disagree with it because, as I said, I put measurements in the photos, and it's like, I'm sorry, that it didn't work out, but, it helps to really look at those measurements. Also on the 19th, I sold this pair of Judy Blue size 14W pull-on stretch waist black jeans. I paid $4.17. They sold for $25 and I got a profit of $15.83. So again, Judy Blue, I love it. They don't sell for like a ton, but it's consistent. I can see the consistency. Usually it's like 25, 30, 35, somewhere in that range. But I will continue to pick them up so long as they are consistently moving. Then on the 20th, I sold this pair of J. Crew size 8 favorite fit wool tweed trouser pants in black. I paid $4.17 for them. They sold for $36 and I got a profit of $24.63. So I do appreciate a good J. Crew piece, especially if the makeup is really good, like wool or, I don't know. I like J. Crew. Then I sold this new tag J Lux label, size small, beige satin leopard print crop top. It was like I think it was like a little tie waist crop top. I found it in the $2 bin, so I paid $1.81. It sold for $20 and I got a profit of $14.19. This got a lot of attention as soon as I listed it, so I'm going to keep it in mind. I think it's probably going to be like a good consistent bread and butter brand to pick up. I actually found it again new with tags. I haven't listed it yet, but I can't wait to see how that one's going to move. Then that will really let me know like how well this brand performs, because the piece that I haven't listed yet is a dress, and this, $20 for like a little crop top that I paid $2 for is pretty good. So I'm curious to see how the dress is going to move. On the 21st, I sold this Lily Pulitzer size small Carrie maxi dress. It had a very pretty, vibrant sailboat print. I think it was called a beach dress. I paid $5.24 for it. It sold for $55 and I got a profit of $38.76. On the 22nd, I sold this Madewell new with tag size 1X denim pop over jean dress in lunar wash. I paid $5.24. It sold for $79 and I got a profit of $57.96. I'm pretty surprised at how long I've had to sit on this Madewell dress. I got a lot of what was it, Madewell, Pilcrow, and something else. I found someone's whole collection that they donated to the thrift store some months ago, and it was all plus size and it was all new with tags. So I was really excited, but when I listed it, it didn't move as quickly as I thought that it would. I'm not sure why. I know the other one, I had two of these. The other one sold pretty quickly because I think the other one was a 3X. So that one sold pretty quickly. This one, actually all of them have been getting a lot of attention, but I guess nobody really wants to pay for them. That's really what it is. So I think I had gotten a pretty low offer on this one before, and I was just like, no, that's too low. So when I got this $79 offer, I was like, yes, that's what I'm looking for in the realm of what I want. So I accepted it, and I'm happy with that. On the 23rd, I sold this Athleta new with tag size 18 Brooklyn textured ankle pant in navy blue, and it had this pretty window pane like panel plaid. I paid $4.17. It sold for $65 and I got a profit of $47.83. I thought I was going to lose this sale actually, because I think she offered $40 at first, and I was in my mindset of just go with the flow, and there was just something in me that was like, but I really think they're worth more than $40. So I knew the risk that I was taking when I counter offered $65, and I was really excited when she accepted it, so thank you. On the 24th, I sold this Free People size medium getaway maxi dress, and it had all these pretty flowers all over it, and it was gathered like in the chest area, had a little bit of stretch, just a really pretty pink maxi dress from Free People. I paid $5.24 for it. I sold it for $80 and got a profit of $58.76. It did get quite a bit of attention, but nobody would ever bite. So when I got this $80 offer, I was like, yes, that's perfect. That's in the range. Just go for it. And let me just say this while I'm thinking about it. I actually don't like it when people add one item to their bundle, like I guess requesting that they want like a cheaper price or a discount. I would much rather for someone to just send me an offer, so that way either we can like counter offer it out until we get to a meeting ground, or like something. I hate that thing of like I'm adding one item to the bundle, because I just don't react to those. I'm like, either send an offer or like leave it alone. But I'm like, you'll get more of a reaction out of me by just sending your offer, and just wait to see if I send you a counter offer or if I just accept your offer. But like I don't like the thing of just adding one item to a bundle to see what I'm gonna do, because usually I don't do anything. I just ignore it. On the 25th, I sold this Lily Pulitzer blue plaid skirt with pockets. It was the older tag, so it was vintage, but it was such a beautiful blue. I still wanted to pick it up anyway. So I paid $4.17. It sold for $21 and I got a profit of $12.63. Also on the 25th, I sold another Jude Connolly. This was a size extra small. And this one was called the Laura Geo Lattice Print Pants. I paid $4.17. It sold for $40 and I got a profit of $27.83. On the 26th, I sold this Lafayette 148 size 14 new with tag black satin pants. These did have like a little bit of a flaw. I think they had like a run on the leg, which I disclosed. I paid $4.15, sold it for $40 and got a profit of $27.85. I stopped picking up Lafayette 148 because there was a time I think that people were saying it was good to send in the thread up, which I've never done thread up. I've never done consignment. I don't take things to like Plato's Closet and stuff like that. But as far as actually trying to resell it myself, which is what I kind of wanted to give it a chance to see if the brand would do anything, and it hasn't. I think I have probably like 5 Lafayette 148 pieces in my closet, and this is the only one that has sold. So not picking this brand up anymore. Also on the 26th, I sold this Susan G. Komen Earth Yoga Black Skort. I just thought this was really cool because it was new with tags, and I do like breast cancer awareness because for personal reasons it hits a little close to home. I paid $4.17. It sold for $25 and I got a profit of $15.83. Then I sold this Beetlejuice kids size large costume jacket. So it was the Beetlejuice stripes of black and white. It came from Spirit Halloween, and when I bought it a while ago. This has been like in my bin that I should have gone through a really long time ago, but have been putting it off. And I guess this was just the right time because someone was looking for the jacket. Well, I thought that it would sit for a while, which is part of the reason I did not list it, because I discovered that it had a spot on the sleeve. And also when I bought it, I don't know if somebody else bought the pants to go with it, but I just had the jacket and I didn't want to get back out of line. So I just went on to pay for the jacket. It was new with tags. I just got the jacket. So I thought, well, okay, when I got home, I was like, well, who's going to want just the Beetlejuice jacket? You know, and it's got a spot on the arm, so it went into the death pile. I listed this, and I really think that it was only up for like maybe 3 days, and it was gone. So, ain't it always the way, like, where you kind of like put something off, and you think, nobody's going to want that. Whatever, I'll list it whenever. And then as soon as you finally list it, like months and months later, it flies, and it's like, well, if I had known that, I would have listed it a long time ago. So that's a lesson to me to keep, you know, go ahead on and list it. At least just get it listed so people can see it. The faster you list it, the faster it's out of your hair, you know, and you don't have to worry about it anymore, as opposed to like keeping it in a death pile. So I'm learning that. Get it listed. Then I sold this Vince Camuto size 6.5. These were called the VC Brettle Platform Silver. Kind of had like it looked like it was a netted upper, kind of like perforated. And it had a strap to go around the back. I don't know if you call that sling back, but they were pretty cute, like platform sandals. I paid $3.96. They sold for $39 and I got a profit of $27.24. This sale actually got a case opened up against me, and the reason was because the buyer said that the toe caps, like the rope toe caps, were off center, which she considered to be a defect. And she opened up a case and she spoke her piece. And then if you've never had a case, if you're new to Poshmark and you don't know what it is, it's when someone opens a case, it means that they want to return the item, and then Poshmark gives them the chance to speak their piece, and then you can write a paragraph to speak your piece, and then someone from Poshmark will come along and review everything, the photos or whatever it is that, that's in there, and they will make a decision. So for this specific case, I was like, well, I didn't notice a defect, which is true, I did not. But the reason I take photos the way that I do, and so for shoes, I take photos from every single angle, like imaginable. And I like to take them in natural light. So I go outside in broad daylight. I get up close, I turn them over on the sides, the bottoms, anything you think of, I take a picture of every angle. So that way, if there is anything that's like off kilter, the person that's looking at it, if it doesn't seem like a flaw to me, but it's something that will bother them, because you don't know what somebody's looking at as a flaw. Something that's not a big deal to me, could be a huge deal to somebody else, which is why I'm like, just full disclosure, take the photos so that way they can see it. She claimed that this was not visible in the photos. However, my argument was that, again, I took the photos from every angle in natural light outside, and specifically there was an up close shot of the shoes, like the toe caps outside, where if they were off center, you would definitely be able to see that. And so that was my argument. And Poshmark actually did side with me, and they released my funds. Again, it doesn't really feel like any kind of a win or a victory, because I thought they were really cute shoes. I was excited because I was like, well, they're going to get to go to a new home and she's going to love these, because they were in pretty good condition, actually. That's part of the reason I picked them up. But, you never know what somebody is staring at or what's going to bother someone. I remember specifically she said that she felt like it was going to make her look weird, wearing the shoes if they were off center. Again, I didn't see anything that was like that off or off at all, really. So, it just is what it is, and I'm sorry that it didn't work out, but I'm just letting you guys know, like, the real deal. Like, I get cases opened up against me, and this is how they turn out. I sold this Marina Comfort Wear size medium beige recovery bra. I just thought this was interesting. It didn't look like it was a regular bra. I was digging through the $2 bin, and I believe I only paid 99. Yep. Bras are 99 cents, so I paid $1.06. It sold for $20, and I got a profit of $14.94. So thank you to the person who bought it from me, and if you are recovering, I hope you have a very speedy recovery, and I hope this bra helps you. On the 27th, I sold another Figs. So I sold this Figs size medium petite blue cargo jogger scrub pants. I bought them for $4.17, sold them for $25, which is surprising to me because, again, usually they just end up going for like $15 or whatever, because it's really hard for me to sell Figs. I got a profit of $15.83. Another one bites the dust. Also on the 27th, I sold this Jane's Closet size medium tropical bird print knit green sweater. It was a beautiful sweater. I was going through the thrift store and I was looking through the sweaters, and I was like, you know what? If I'm going to take a chance on like an old school vintagey, kind of sweater, this is going to be the one. It was so pretty. I had it forever. As pretty as it was, I had it forever and relisted it. Finally, someone came along and sent me an offer of $15. I had paid $5.35 for it, and I got a profit of $6.65. So this is why I don't take chances on vintage sweaters anymore. I see many when I'm walking through. I can appreciate them. I love the knit work. I think it's very artistic. It's just, they're really pretty, but they just don't really move for me like that. So as cute as they are, I tend to steer away from them. I think a lot of my vintage sweaters, the ones that I've ever picked up, have gone in like the $15 range. So I used to like to pick up like the Halloween sweater vests, like where they have like the haunted house and the bats and all of that. And I'm like, okay, that is so cool. Somebody's going to want that. $15 every time. So when I'm going through and I'm shopping, I appreciate it for what it is, but I don't pick it up for resale because I know usually I don't get very much for like older sweaters. On the 28th, oh, this is really cool. On the 28th, I sold this Driftwood size 31 Jackie floral embroidered blue jeans. I paid $4.50 for them. They sold for $75 almost as soon as I listed them. I think it was only listed for like maybe a week at the most, maybe, if not a few days. I can't really remember, but I remember they went really fast. Sold for $75. I got a profit of $55.50. This is what's so cool about this sale. So when I was going through shopping, there were a lot of jeans laying underneath the rack. And I was like, okay, that's a shame. Like, that bothers me because I always think, like, whether I'm going to buy it or not, like, I don't really like to see it on the floor because I feel like this might be somebody's perfect pair of jeans right here, but they can't see it because it's on the floor. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't work here. I'm not an employee. I'm not supposed to be just, going through and picking up, like, batches and batches of jeans. But when I was walking through that rack, it was just kind of irritating me. So I was just grabbing jeans from underneath the rack and, like, putting them over the rack for the employees. This pair of Driftwood jeans was one of those pairs of jeans, and I remember I stopped and I was like, oh, because the flowers kind of caught my attention. I was like, that's pretty. And then I saw the label and I was like, oh, that's driftwood. Well, then, yeah, I'll take those. And especially once I checked the comps, I was like, yeah, that's good. So just to keep in mind, like, because sometimes, you know, when you're going through there, some people kind of have the attitude of like, well, I don't work here, so like I'm not picking up that stuff. That's their problem. I don't get paid to do that. If I had been that way, then I would have missed out on a $75 sale. So it doesn't hurt to pick up some things sometimes. Then on the 28th, I sold this Title 9 size 14 Nimbling Baltic Swing Gray Skort. I think that's the third skort that I have sold in the month of August. So are skorts in, or like is it just coincidence? I don't know. But I paid $4.50. It sold for $20 and I got a profit of $11.50. Then I sold this A New Day size 2XL seersucker tan white striped jumpsuit, which is really cute. I just wanted to see if A New Day had any pull to it. Like, you know, I was like, I know it's a Target brand, but, you know, this is pretty cute and it's a plus size, so let's see what it does. Alrighty, it got quite a bit of attention, and nobody ever bought until now. So I paid $5.24. It sold for $12, and I got a profit of $3.81. So even with it being plus size and cute, it still only sold for $12. So I won't be picking up A New Day again. Then I sold this Asuka Scal Anawa new attack scarf. It was black and gray, but it did have a defect. So it had like a really big patch of discoloration, because I stretched the scarf out so that way I could take a picture of like the whole thing so I could get the measurements and everything. And so I disclosed that. I paid $1.81 for it, so not that much into it, but it sold for $24 and I got a profit of $17.39. I did not get a love note, but she just sent a message and she said thank you. So thank you very much for your purchase. I think Asuka, when I was checking the comps, actually is a pretty good brand to pick up. It's just that this was, you know, this is just a scarf. Even though it was new tags, it was just a scarf. I think some of the other ones that were made up of like wool or silk, they were doing better as far as comps showed. But this did not particularly have a good, you know, fabric content, and it was flawed. But, you know, it still moved. I did sit on it for a little while. Not terribly long, but like, you know, a little longer. So would I pick it up again? Probably. If I saw Asuka again, I would pick it up. But yeah, this one still found a home anyway, so that's good. On the 29th, I sold this Lucky Brand size 10/30 peanut pant long length dungarees. I think it was just the peanut pant thing that got me. I was like, okay, is this like a special, you know, like style or something? I liked that they were so long and they had a little bit of a flare to them. So I took a chance on them and I paid $4.17. They sold for $20 and I got a profit of $11.83. I don't pick up all Lucky Brand, but this one did catch my attention. So I think just being selective, I think it can be a good bread and butter brand. On the 30th, I sold this Can size 11/29 flare leg whiskered blue jeans. These are actually really cute. I think I like Can. I know like the popularity has faded on them, but I still kind of like just the style of them. I think every time I find them, they usually look like a pretty good pair of jeans, but when you check the comps, they're just not that great. Not anymore, at least. I paid $4.17. They sold for $22 and I got a profit of $13.43. Also on the 30th, I sold this pair of Ariat denim trouser wide leg jeans. They were blue. They did not have a size in them, so I had to measure them out. But I did not want to leave behind a pair of wide leg Ariat jeans because I know Ariat is a desirable brand. So I measured them out. I believe they came to like a size 31. So they got a lot of attention. I paid $4.17, sold them for $40, and got a profit of $27.83. I had them listed for a lot higher, and as I said, they got attention, but this was the offer that came in, and since I was kind of trying to go with the flow, and $40 is a nice sweet spot, I was like, okay, sure. Then I sold this pair of Gibson and Latimer size 7.5 tall stud black buckle boots. I've had these for quite a while. I got them from By the Pound. I paid $1.13 for them. They sold for $27 and I got a profit of $20.47. And I got a love note. I believe she said that they were sensational. So thank you very much. And I hope you really enjoy them. On the 31st, I sold this Victoria's Secret New with Tag clear blush pink cosmetic bag. I paid $1.59 for it. It sold for $90. I'm sorry, 90. I wish it would. No, it sold for $9 and I got a profit of $4.46. I think I just grabbed it because it was cute. It was blush pink and it was new with tags, and I was like, well, okay. So Victoria's Secret, though, you really got to watch it. I don't think it has very much resale value, but at least this one is out of my inventory. Then lastly, oh, well, not lastly, it's the last Poshmark sale. I did get one eBay sale this month. So the last Poshmark sale was this Athleta large tall navy blue ruched legging skirt. It was a combination of a skirt and leggings. I paid $1.81 for them because I think I got them out of like the $2 bin. And they sold for $15 and I got a profit of $10.19. Would I pick these up again? Probably not. I just thought that maybe because it was a skirt legging combo, it would do a little better, but I sat on them for a really long time. So now I think if anything, I would just pick up the ones that actually have the style name written on them, because like on the label, if it says Athleta, Wonder Stash, blah, 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 legging or something, that I would pick up, but the older ones, not so much. Going back to the 18th is when I had my one eBay sale. I sold a pair of Beta Brand 2XL Petite, again with the rust orange pretty fall color pants. I sold them for $20 and I got a profit of $13.55. They only cost me $4.17. So now I'm going to get into my totals. I sold $2,036, so that's pretty cool. My cost of goods for everything that sold was $221.84. And my profit for the month of August was $1,406.98. So I am pleased, actually. That is the highest selling month so far for me. And it's, again, as I said, back to back with the lowest selling month, which was last month. I had the lowest selling month. But it's so fun to see how it turned around so quickly. It's like, you know, you have this depressing month and then you have like this really amazing month and you're like, okay, I'm back in business. I'm good. But definitely making sure that you are listing and sharing. Also, I was going to say this. I think that sharing other people's items actually does help out in a way, because typically what happens is on closet clear out days, I will closet clear out some things, which helps because, as I said, the shipping discount. But also I will go to the feed and I will just share other people's stuff. And it seems like that combination tends to trigger sales. Also, listing and then sharing somebody else's stuff, that seems to generate sales as well. So I like to do a little bit of all of it. Also, being more flexible when it comes to pricing. If you're still making money on it, not saying to race to the bottom. I definitely do not like to undercut people. I don't like to be like, oh, everybody else has got it at 50. Well, I'm going to price mine at 20 so I can get the first. Like, no, I don't like to do that. I think we all deserve to get paid for our hard work. But definitely paying attention to the market. Like, you know, if something used to sell for $80, but you're seeing comps in like the $40 range, then maybe the tide is shifting, and just not being so stern and being so stuck on, you know, well, you used to be able to get this much for it. It's like, okay, well, now you can only get 40 for it. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes I know I get lucky where I get higher than what the comps are dictating. You just have to feel it out and see. But just, you know, when you get those offers, not counter offering so much, because a lot of times you lose an offer. You lose a buyer when you're counter offering. Not saying don't do it at all. If you feel like, you know, that's too low for me, by all means, you know, counter offer with something higher. But just me, I've been being a lot more flexible lately. Just trying to relax, not being so attached to items, or not being so attached to the expectations of what they should sell for. If I get like a $40 item, if I get a $40 offer and I know I've got it priced at $65, whereas before I might be like, well, can we do $55 or $50? If I get that $40 offer now, a lot of times I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's cool. 40 is good. You know, not saying that I'm giving things away or anything, but just definitely, I think being more flexible has helped out as far as getting more sales. So that's what I'm going to continue to do moving forward into the fourth quarter. I hope things continue to move right along, and I want to see the numbers get higher and higher. So I have actually passed myself. As of September the 1st, I passed myself for the year. Like what I made in 2022, I've passed it in 2023, and I still have the whole fourth quarter to go. So I'm already patting myself on the back. I'm proud of myself. I've been like racing myself every month, because my thing all year has been I want to make higher this month than what I did in the same month last year. And I've been keeping above that line, so I'm doing good. But just to finally beat myself as a whole, 2023 has already beat 2022. That makes me feel really good. Everything else is just icing on the cake. I'm totally satisfied at this point. I'm totally happy. So that is it for my What Sold video. Gotta go pick up my son from school. He seems to be enjoying it. So I wanted to take the time also to thank you guys for watching. For everyone that leaves a comment, a like, even if you don't leave a comment or a like, or whether you subscribe or you don't subscribe, anyone that just finds any joy in these videos, thank you for watching. Happy to have you here. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you for everyone that likes, anyone that purchases, any of it. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for sitting here with me and just watching as I do something that I love to do, because you don't have to. So thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you very much. I do. So that is it for my August 2023 What Sold video. I hope your sales were good, or great actually. So I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.